It's going to be 100 degrees outside today. So why not go ahead and reconfigure the chicken coop? Stay tuned. It is absolutely scorching today. I have the week off work. My company closes for the July 4th week globally, which is awesome. That means I have a spreadsheet of projects that I'm working on, and I'm hoping to get a ton of stuff done this week. Of course, today it's going to be about 101 degrees Fahrenheit. It's already in the high 80s, low 90s, I guess, if you're not in the shade. And I feel like I've jumped in a pool with the amount of sweat I have. But what I'm going to be doing is reconfiguring the chicken coop. And if you watch the other videos, you know I have a pretty automated chicken coop. I have this shed behind the chicken coop which has power, but then I have all this empty space behind the chicken coop. And it's space that I believe would be really nice for the chickens, because I'm going to put a wire mesh so nothing can get under the shed. But that tree stump that you see right there, we removed that tree. So I have all of this usable space, which is nearly the same amount of space I have over here. So what does that enable me to do? One, I can gain a little more space in the back here. I could actually park another car right next to this structure that I've had built, and I can grade this with the tractor and put gravel. So if you look at like my little backyard area here, this is way far away from the house. That's the garage. Then the house is way on the other side, so the house is probably an acre array at least at this point. But I kind of have the driveway coming up, and then it stops so I can get the tractor and everything out, and then I have the chicken coop. Well, now that tree I had removed, and I had the tree removed because I had everything pruned because I was worried about branches falling. But now that tree is gone, I'm going to go ahead and extend this gravel all the way up. So it's going to go this way all the way to the back, and that's going to give me effectively another parking spot. And then that's going to enable me with the chickens. They'll continue to be able to come out the door. I have kind of the opening I have closed off right now, and they'll be able to come all the way up to over here. And then this is going to be the new wall. So from the gravel here all the way up to the back fence, all the way over to the shed. So the shed's going to give them a little bit more shade. This got really sunny when I removed it. And the way that I typically do it is just a standard 2x4x8 post, pressure treated. I'm going to reuse these because I did not concrete them. This is really just to hold the fence up. I'm going to reuse my wire. And then I use these straps with turnbuckles to tighten so I can get the netting up. So I've been removing the netting so I can reuse it, because I'm trying to save money here, especially given this wood is 15 bucks a pop. I bought 7 more, but I think I'm just going to be able to just pop these out and use them and not have to even use the $90 worth of ones I bought. That's my game plan. It's going to go right on the side of that tree kind of growing there, which will give them some shade. And I'm going to put basically a post, and then probably 3 in the back, and I don't need much by the shed. So this is how my chicken coop is set up. And then I have this area that I can enclose, which is a much more secure section. And then, of course, if I need to quarantine them off, I can. But then I have the automated chicken door right here that opens. I had to put all that ugly wood up because of raccoons. And then this opens. So the primary coop opens at 7 a.m. They come out, they have food and water. This opens about 20 minutes after, because I want to make sure that there's nothing in here, that could harm them. And then they go into the what I call kind of the second chamber. So like the first chamber, the second chamber, which is completely a little more secure. And then they go into the third giant run area, which now I'm going to have going back towards the shed. Be sure to check out the other videos on how I built the chicken coop, and you can maybe take some of those ideas and put into yours. I'm stringing the wire now, which will hold the netting up, and I don't need to get this like aggressively tight, but I need it tight enough so if a branch was to hit or snow, it will hold the weight. So you can see this is still a little bit loose, but I run the wire through and I clamp it with one of these guys, but I use the turnbuckle because you can twist this towards you and it would tighten and apply pressure. So I put it on pretty tight, and then I'll tighten it to apply a little bit more pressure, and that's how I really find turnbuckles to be useful in your backyard chicken coop. And then I hook everything to an eyelet that allows me to loosen them up, tighten them up, or whatever the case is. This is a nice tight wire for the coop. So that's how I'm leveraging turnbuckles. I'm going to run these wires over to the shed, then I can put the netting on. All right, I think I drank about 5 gallons of water doing this project. Yesterday I had to stop at 2 p.m. The heat index was 104 degrees, and I was just getting way too hot. And I wasn't in a huge hurry. But you can see where the chicken coop used to come out to, right next to the tractor enclosure. I bumped it, made a straight line back, and now the chickens can go up over near the shed. So you can see they really like grazing in that grass back there. I had the pallets set up. The purpose of the pallets are really for protection if something is trying to attack them, and shade, and also just for them to kind of climb on. I have metal wire that goes on the side of the shed so they can't get under there. You can see the netting I have. A lot of people asked why I have to do netting, because the hawks will kill the chickens like right away. We live near a reservoir and have all kinds of birds. They'll just swoop in and kill them. But we have 7 chickens here. Over the years, we've lost a few. I've tried to reinforce the coop to make it better. The back now goes up against the fence, which also has wire mesh, and then the actual new fence with the wiring that I put up. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Eventually what I'm going to do is build a little canopy, like a roof that comes out from the shed to give them a little bit more shade in that back corner where that flower pot is. But that was all wasted property. It would just, weeds would just grow. So I basically reconfigured the coop to give myself a whole lot more space back here where I could park a car, I can extend the driveway up, or I could put a tractor. But right now I'm going to do nothing. I'll probably grade this once it cools off. It's just too hot to be doing it right now. We're supposed to be getting some rain to cool things off. But I hope this was somewhat of a useful video. If anything, just watching it, you can maybe learn how I hold the canopy netting up with turnbuckles. And this is kind of the evolution of my chicken coop. So watch the video that popped up at the beginning of this, which is a walkthrough of the automated chicken coop. Have a great day. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It means a lot to me. And you can watch and follow all the DIY adventures and car stuff that I do along with my son.